Hey YouTube, a lot of you have been asking me for the do a video on Pokemon that are one move away from becoming meta, and I want to do that, but again, a lot of times I don't know what moves they have in the game. So someone said they can help me with that, so I'm gonna move that for a future video. But what is pretty easy to do is the starter Pokemon, because the starters realistically have only been getting 3 moves: Hydro Cannon, Blast Burn, and Frenzy Plant. So it's easy just to like add those moves to the starters and give you like which ones should be strong and not strong. So we're gonna do that in this video. We're gonna look over all the starters that have had their moves, why have some been good and others have not, and what other Pokemon are gonna be potentially good in the future versus ones that even if they get their legacy move, they may not be amazing. Okay, I mean the easiest thing you could do is actually just put these moves into all these Pokemon, but I just wanna, instead of doing that, I'm just gonna explain it, the theory behind it, and go from there. So as you can see here, we have 3 Community moves that I just mentioned. The first one, Blast Burn, 50 for 110, 2.2. Frenzy Plant, 45 for 100, 2.22. And Hydro Cannon is down at 2 at 40 for 80. So it's funny because everyone is like, Hydro Cannon is one of the most broken moves in the game. Well, from a damage per energy perspective, it's lower. Why it's broken? 40 energy for 80, as opposed to this Frenzy, which is 45, and then Blast Burn, which is 50. So higher damage per energy, but a little more energy. That being said, 45 is not a ton of energy, but as you can see, in terms of just low energy, high damage moves, these are up there with the best. And in fact, the best above are ones that are either higher energy, like Roar of Time Legacy here, 65, or if they're around 40, something like V-Create lowers your defense times 3, right? So to get these legacy moves are so automatically, as soon as these Pokemon get these moves, they're better, right? There's no question around that. The question is how much better. And now we have seen there have been a bunch of Pokemon that have got their legacy moves. So if we go to just the rankings here, we can put in Frenzy Plant. I guess I got to put an at Frenzy Plant. So we got at Frenzy Plant and legacy moves. There's already been Superior, Chestnut, Meganium, and Venusaur, and Decidueye that have had Frenzy Plant as community moves. I didn't even talk about Sceptile because I guess I guess Sceptile, has Sceptile not had a community? Yes, it has. Yes, it has community, but it's not even using the move, which is surprising. Anyways, okay, so Sceptile definitely has had its community, but it's just not even using the move for some reason. So those are all your Pokemon that have had Frenzy Plant at Hydro Cannon. It's pretty similar for Alligator, Samurott, Greninja, Swampert, Blastoise, and Empoleon, and now Primarina, and then Blast Burn, a few. Typhlosion, Charizard, Incineroar, Blaziken, Delphox has had one as well. I don't know if that's true. Delphox, I guess it has. Okay. Again, I don't know generations, but that's why we get the generations here. So we've done the first generations of Pokemon. We have done the second generation of Pokemon. The third, yes, we've done all the third. So first, second, and third, it makes sense. And we've done fourth. If we've done Finrate, we've done Torterra, if we've done Empoleon. So all those have had their legacy as moves as well. Are we on Gen 5 right now? Nope, Gen 5 is already done. We've done Samurott, we've done Superior, so we're on Gen 6. Chestnut has had it, Delphox has had it, Greninja's had it. No, okay, wow, 6 we've already done. Okay, so if you have not been playing for a while, it's funny because I've actually not done this list. Decidueye has had it, Incineroar has had it, and now Primarina has had it. So we are now on Gen 8. These new Pokemon, and then these Pokemon are just coming out now, and then Gen 9 Pokemon are, I think these will get theirs first, because it's interesting, because we've been going in order. We've been going in order from 6 to like 1 through 7 to get their moves. But the Gen 8s are just coming out now. Like these Pokemon are just being released as part of the Galar. But 9s we've had out before. So I don't know if they're going to skip and just go straight to these. or go to the 8s first. That being said, there's very few Pokemon that do not have their legacy right now, right? So it's only, I guess, 6 starters that do not have their legacy move. Just doing this, yeah, just looking at this, we've done all the other ones. So that's actually, I guess we have been playing this game for like 7 years now. So that actually surprised me. Sorry, that just really caught me off guard. I thought there'd be more. But when you look at the rankings of these Pokemon with these dominant moves, you can see, for the most part, Fire Pokemon in the Great League, not amazing. Grass Pokemon in the Great League. Couple of them, decent. Overall, okay overall. And then Hydro Cannon was the one that has dominated, right? Look at that. Feraligatr, Samurott, Greninja, Swampert. So the question is, 1, is Hydro Cannon just that much better than the other 2 moves? Or 2, is Water that much better than the other 2 moves? And it's a bit of both. And it comes back down to 2 things. So it comes down to that 40 energy versus 45 and 50. Like 40 versus 50, you should already be like, that's a big move. 40 to 45, you may think like, okay, 5 energy, what is that? Potentially 1 fast move. And yes, that is potentially 1 fast move. But when you're throwing a charge move that does 80, let's say every, in Swampert's position, where it was every, or Feraligatr, Hydro Cannon coming at every 5, right? Every 5, 5, 5. When you go to Frenzy Plant, which is just 1 more, 6, 6, 6, right? That is 6, 6, 5, 6. That is 1 full extra fast turn on the first, 1 full extra fast turn on the turn. So that's like 2 seconds already. And then you get back to it on the third. But like that's, you need to remember that like 1 to 2 turns makes actually like quite a substantial difference in GBL. So it's easy to dismiss like, oh, it's just 5 extra energy. It's only 1 extra fast move. Yes, but we have seen just on Quagsire, Mudshot got nerfed by 1, and it's still a dominant Pokemon. It's still ranked 11 and 29, so it's still very, very strong. But 1 Mudshot nerf that now makes Aquatail 5-4-5-4 and Mudbomb 5-5-5-5, taking off, it used to be 4s across the board on Aquatail, and it used to be 5-4-5-4 on Mudbomb. Just that 1 little nerf to make 1 extra move on the Aquatail 2 times out of 4 and Mudbomb 2 times out of 4 has dropped this from like the number 2 or 3 ranked Pokemon to like the number, or I forget where it was, to number 11. Like it's 1 move does make a difference. So yes, off the bat, Hydro Cannon being a 40 energy move is better. The second thing going for it is just the typing. I have, if you haven't been around this channel for a while, I've said that first of all, the main series games do not translate into things. So like electric with speed and the easy growing, evolving of like grass Pokemon, like leveling them up quicker. That doesn't translate into the game. So all those strengths are left at the door. So you don't get a lot of strengths of these grass and fire type and other types, not fire so much, but like grass and electric and stuff like that. So automatically grass is already kind of lower. And it's so bad that we were in a water dominated meta for since season 1, but realistically for the last like 5 to 10 seasons, where there was like 15 water Pokemon in the top 30, and there was not a grass Pokemon that could like jump through, right? So if you look at these, like Superior was one of the best ones, and Superior has almost everything going for it, right? 110 attack with a really high defense, 143, good stamina, 128, over 2,000 stat product. It's got a very great energy generating Vine Whip, so you get to the Frenzy Plants pretty quickly. Again, 665 is pretty quick. Again, the second move you can argue is this is actually what I find the biggest issue with grass Pokemon. The second move never seems to be as strong as the water Pokemon second move. And then all your weaknesses. So like we have Aerial Ace on Superior. Superpower is actually pretty good on Chestnut. But then when you go to the other ones, Earthquake's not bad, but again, Meganium does not get same type attack bonus. on that. Sludge Bomb is, again, a decent move on Venusaur. But again, 7 to get to the first one. 50 energy, 1.92. So it's a good move, but it's just like, it's not like a home run. So all these seem to lack a second move to start with. And then again, the typing, like let's just go Pure Grass instead of Chestnut. Superior, Pure Grass. 5 weaknesses: Poison, Ice, Flying, Fire, and Bug. Now, there's not a ton of, right now, Ice and Bug in this meta. And Fire is a hit and miss depending on if you think Marowak is good or not. And Flying got nerfed, so Grass theoretically should be moving up. And again, look at the resistances. Water, of course, there's still for alligator and stuff out there. Ground, how many ground type users are buffed in out there right now? So Grass theoretically should be higher, but it's and you are seeing some in like this is a lot more Grass in the top like 60, 70 that we've seen in the past. But you think it should still probably with the nerf to Flying all over the place, you think that, and with all the like Clodsires and ground out there to kind of get rid of your charge of bugs and bug that would resist Grass, you'd think there would be even higher, but it's kind of already like a problem. So I'm going to start. So apparently there's only 2 more generations we need to look at for this video, 8 and 9. Rillaboom there in Gen 8, and in Gen 9, Meowscarada. I'm sure I mispronounced that, and I'm sure you guys are already in the things. Okay. So, Grass Pokemon, you can do 1 of 2 things. Actually, let me just start with Meow. I'll start with Gen 9 and go from there. So, Meow right now is ranked 466. So because actually let's just go through this, my sort of thoughts behind this. Because Hydro Cannon's 40, Frenzy Plant's 45, and Blast Burn is 50, and because Fire and Grass are bad, you really need a really good fast move for these Grass Pokemon and a good second move to offset for what is your bad typing. Is you need a good stat product, like a good stat product and a good fast move and second charge move to offset for what is your weakness in your typing. And that is the same with Fire. Fire is generally a bad typing. Grounds are everywhere, water's everywhere, decent amount of rock everywhere. So with that bad typing, you really need to offset with a good stat product and a good fast move and charge move to make these Pokemon viable. So let's start with Meowtastic, or not Meow. Let's start with Meowscarada. Both these Grass Pokemon, Meow and this new Rillaboom. Let's see if I can do them both in one. So Meow and Rilla. Perfect. Both of these Pokemon extremely low ranked, and they don't have the community moves, so with Frenzy Plant they're going to go up. And again, if you want to just see how much better this Pokemon is, like, let me just give you the shortcut version. If you want to just how easy it is to do this, you just go against the Great League meta, you put in the first move there, you put in Frenzy Plant here as the second move, and during your second analysis, go to other move, go to Frenzy Plant, and it'll come up here. But before I even click this, what it's going to say is, with this Pokemon, with Leafage being 1, so attack heavy, 141, with Leafage only being a 3.5 energy per turn fast move, you are not getting, even with Frenzy Plant at 45, you are not getting to the Frenzy Plant fast enough to help offset all these weaknesses in that high attack spot. So you're going to get some wins here, but it's not going to be enough to really offset anything. And look at that. We go from 13 to 15. And that, again, should not surprise you when you just look at the basics of this Pokemon. Way too attack heavy. If you are that attack heavy, the point of these charge moves is that they come very quick and hit very hard. But if you're still not getting to these charge moves quick enough, and your stat product, again, I said you need 3 things. to offset that really terrible weaknesses. Like you got, and with the dark typing, you have 7 weaknesses here. So this Pokemon is really bad in terms of weaknesses. Add on with an extremely high attack product. Frenzy Plant does absolutely nothing for this Pokemon. This Pokemon needs like a 4 to 4.5, probably closer to 4.5, like a 4 to 4.5 energy per turn to have any chance to being relevant. And that is going to be the same with this other Pokemon, Rillaboom. Right now it just has Razor Leaf and Scratch, right? So 2 energy, 2 energy. Getting Frenzy Plant would be great. But again, Frenzy Plant with a 2 energy move does absolutely nothing with the same thing. Super high attack, low defense and stamina. Again, the grass typing is just bad. Both of these grass starter Pokemon need way better fast moves to have any sort of relevance. And right now, this thing only has Earth Power and Energy Ball. These secondary moves are garbage too. Like an Earth Power on this 55 energy is way too high for this Pokemon. Like Night Slash on this Pokemon, being a dark Pokemon, Night Slash with same type attack bonus, 1.71 chance to boost your attack. Not bad. We take that. We honestly, this is the perfect second move for this Pokemon. It's the quickest energy you can get to. It does okay damage per energy in terms of for a 35 energy move, and has a chance to boost your attack by 2. This is the perfect second move. So if this thing gets a better charge move that charges faster, like 4.5 with Night Slash and Frenzy Plant, it's still not going to be good, but it'll be way better than right now this other Pokemon, Rillaboom, which does not have a good second move to make up for it. And you like the charge move, the fast move is ridiculous. So you need a way faster charging fast move and a better second move on this Pokemon before Frenzy Plant does anything to this Pokemon. So the grass Pokemon right now, much like the other Frenzy Plants users, are kind of useless. Superior gets by for 2 reasons. One, it does have Vine Whip, which is 4 energy per turn, right? Get 4 energy per turn is probably what a lot of these other Pokemon needs. But again, it's just a stat product, right? Aerial Ace is not a good second move, right? 40 energy for 55 damage. Most of the time, as long as the Frenzy Plant is not double resisted, you are throwing a resisted Frenzy Plant as opposed to a neutral Aerial Ace, because a resisted Frenzy Plant does more than a neutral Aerial Ace. So you're always throwing the Frenzy Plant in a single resisted if you can only get like 1 move off there. So that is why Superior gets by, is because it just has this stat product to offset it. So the fast charge move, 4 energy per turn to get to these Frenzy Plants that hit hard, and you have such a good stat product that you can take a lot of damage. That's why it is strong. But these other grass Pokemon, Chestnut I think is again underrated because of the way its meta is. But Meganium, same thing. Meganium and Venusaur have a lot going for them. Like look at Meganium. 111 attack, 138 defense, 130 stamina, 2000 overall, has Vine Whip, has Frenzy, Earthquake, a little high to get to, and it got nerfed previously, so it's only 1.69 damage at a 65 energy, which is quite high for a low damage non-stab. So a lot of these Pokemon that don't get stab on these is rough. Venusaur is just too glassy, right? So you have straight 120s down the board. So 1800 overall is not bad, but I feel like it plays glassier than it is. Like I know if you could just look at stat product stuff, it feels like it plays glassier. Overall, like Sludge Bomb's a good second move. It's just like the typing. And again, we don't even have a lot of Psychic and Fire in this meta, and Flying got nerfed. So you think it would play a lot better than it does. But again, I think it just needs a little more bulk to have some relevance, and the other 2 Pokemon are just not good enough. Okay. So those are the grass. Let's go to the next worst. Cinderace and Decidueye, so other way. Cinderace and Skeledirge. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting. Cinderace and Skeledirge. So let's just go to Cinderace because it right now lacks... If it's the build of other Pokemon. The fast move, not good enough. 3.33 energy per turn. 2 attack heavy. And right now your charge moves are garbage. So even getting another 50 blast burn on top of this isn't going to do anything for this Pokemon, right? Ground, rock, water weaknesses. They're everywhere. Fire is just a bad typing. High attack stat product. Not enough fast energy generation on this fast move, especially when you only have moves starting at 50, right? You need something like, if you're this attack heavy, you need something at like 35, 40. And Blast Burn is a 50 energy move. So unfortunately for Cinder Ace, Blast Burn is not going to do anything to help it with its current stat stuff. Skeledirge is interesting because Skeledirge has not the best stat product, but not the worst. Like a higher stamina 139 means you can take a little more charge moves. It's got Incinerate, which not only has that 4 energy per turn, but it has that 4.8 damage per turn on top of it. Usually with these 4 energy per turn moves, you see a lot less damage per turn, but it's a 5-turn move. And then you have, because you got some stamina with it, you can take some charge moves and you charge at a good rate. Right now, the 55 Shadow Ball only takes 3, Incinerate to get 2, and Disarming Voice only takes 3 and 2. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. So I think Blast Burn would probably be, it would be 3, 2 as well, because it's a 50, right? So it would take 3 to get to the first one for 60, and then another 2 would be 100. So you can do Blast Burn at 3 and 2. So now getting a Blast Burn on top of this, basically you have 2 nukes. You have a Pokemon that can take charge moves. You have a fast and hard-hitting move with Incinerate, and then you have 2 nukes. So I gotta imagine, we're 21 minutes into this video. I really hope this goes exactly how I think it's gonna go. That if you put Blast Burn on this thing in place of Disarming Voice, this thing's gonna rock. Now you're probably gonna lose some coverage, and you do lose a bait potential. I don't think bait's gonna come into play as much with this Pokemon. You really lose, really. I think this is probably bait dependent. This is what I'm afraid of. I'm going to do this analysis and then it's going to be wrong. Okay, well, here's the thing though. So you lose. See, this is what I'm talking about already. It's bait dependent. And this is why you got to use your head. You can't just trust the Sims, because the Sims doesn't tell you the full story. Most of these losses I can see here. No, sorry. Guzzlord is an obvious loss. Because you do not have a double super effective fairy. You only have now 2 resisted moves. So Guzzlord, I 100% agree with. Skeledirge in the mirror match, this is clearly a bait. Like, there's no way that you're going to tie in the first and then lose with Blast Burn. It's basically saying in this matchup, you're baiting Disarming Voice and then landing a Shadow Ball. And this one, because you can't bait, you have to go just straight Shadow Ball. So that's where this loss is coming in. So this is like a kind of like a fake loss, and it's the same with Marowak and Dugong. Basically, they're both saying you are baiting the. I'll just show you. It's saying you're baiting the Disarming Voice. This one's saying you're going straight because you can't even get to. Yeah, so it's saying this one you're going straight Shadow Ball, but in the win here, you are going to bait the Disarming Voice and then land the Shadow Ball, right? So you're going to build up, they're going to shield, worry about the Shadow Ball, and get there. So it's all these losses, Dugong, Marowak, Skeledirge, are now you don't have your bait dependency. So if you take that off, and I think there is a way to do it, I forget how to do it off the top of my head. If you take that off, I think the analysis will be way, way, way better, because Blast Burn in general is way stronger. So like, I don't even care what this analysis says. Take out the bait factor. This thing is just going to do way, way better. So I think Skeledirge is one that will have way stronger play with Blast Burn there. And I guess there's only 2 other water Pokemon. Quaquaval, and Inteleon. Oh boy. And I can already see their stat products just in there. Yeah, 137, because I remember covering these. 137, which is super high tech. And 153. Holy crap. Okay, 153. So both these Pokemon are very glossy. Very glossy. Which means you really need to get these charge moves fast. Now with the 40 energy move, you're obviously going to get to the Hydro Cannons very quickly. So that'll replace the Aerial Ace. Going like, is this half fighting? Yeah. Going Hydro Cannon close combat would be sick with this Pokemon as a more attack. It's very glossy. I played with it already. Is having a close combat and Hydro Cannon combo on this Pokemon would be actually really fun to play with. Not with the current moveset. That wing attack nerf, going down to 3.5 energy per turn, no bueno. You need like again, same thing, like a 4 energy per turn move. If this thing had like a 4 energy per turn move, with that fighting's kind of tricky because you just add on 3 weaknesses here, right? You add on Fairy, Flying, and Psychic weakness. So adding that fighting adds on that. You do get same type attack bonus though on this, so that's the offset. I don't know if it truly offsets adding three weaknesses onto you though. But if this thing had like a quicker charging fast move to go with 2 nukes, I think this would be a really fun Pokemon to play with. Now, I don't know if it'd be all-star meta, just given its stat product. Because these super attack heavy Pokemon with very little defense and low stamina don't tend to play well even with good movesets, but I think it would have fun play. I don't think I've seen a 154 attack before. That is insane. Like that, just to put in perspective, like what is Hoopa that we've just been playing? 144, right? Hoopa, which we've just been playing with in the cup, which is so attack heavy, is only a 144 attack. And this thing is 154. Holy smokes. So this has to be one of the hardest hitting Pokemon probably in the game. Again, why is it ranked so low? Well, again, brutal defense, brutal stamina, overall is garbage, and put onto it garbage, everything here. Typing, amazing. Again, water. There's not a lot of electric, and even with there's still not grass, even though like there's gonna be some grass, but not as much as you think with flyers being nerfed into the ground. So again, stat typing, amazing. Stat product, insanely garbage, but crazy. And then moveset is absolutely useless for this team. No fast move generation. Even like the damage per turn on the water gun is not good. So not fast enough here, not hard hitting enough here. Way too high energy on these. Hydro Cannon obviously would be a huge improvement for over Surf. But your second move is not what it needs to be for this Pokemon. You need a Hydro Cannon's good at 40 energy. You need a 35 energy move for this Pokemon. There's no way, or like a second 40 nerf, like nuke. The 55 is not going to cut it on this Pokemon for a second move. So again, you like this Pokemon to be any sort of usable in the future would really need a new fast move and a new charge move. And I still don't know how usable it'd be. I think it would be crazy. I've never used a 154 attack Pokemon with that low of defense and stamina before. So I don't think it's going to play well. But I can't honestly say I've played it before. Yeah, so that is it. So kind of unfortunate that one of the only things we got look forward to in the future starters is potentially Skeledirge. You know, I'm kind of on the fence with Quaquaval here. I think it has potential if you like buff the fast move and give it Hydro Cannon. I think it actually has play as a double nuke. And again, I don't think it'll be top meta, but I think it'll have some play. But again, a lot of these other Pokemon just struggle because of the other aspects. Like Samurott is ranked 34. Samurot's ranked 34 in the Great League, and Greninja's ranked 39 in Great League. I don't think I've seen them have play at all. And like, why would you when you have Feraligatr available, right? Like, that's the problem. When you have a better substitute, a lot of these Pokemon are just unusable. Even though like like Greninja is like a perfect example of how the stat product just kills this Pokemon. You have literally everything going for this. The secondary dark typing maybe is what kills it too. But look at this. You have the water typing, which is insanely good. You have water shuriken, which is literally one of the best fast moves in the game outside of like incinerate. You have a 3-turn move that it does 4.67 energy per turn, one of the fastest charging moves in the game outside of lock on. Yet unlike lock on that does no, like pretty much no damage, it still does 2.4 damage per turn. So this is literally one of the best fast moves in the game. You have Hydro Cannon, which is one of the best charge moves in the game with same type attack bonus. You have a perfect, what you need, a 35 energy move, Night Slash, same type attack bonus, 2%, 12% chance of boosting your attack by 2, 1.71 damage per energy. Like, this is as close to, probably, I was going to say as close to ideal moveset as you can get. It may be the, like, perfect moveset for this Pokemon. And it's still ranked 39th and rarely ever used. And why not? Right here, 139 attack, 101 defense, 113 stamina. The low defense and stamina cannot just handle the bulk that is now in the Great League. Yes, Ultra League and Master League is very XL dependent and Legendary dependent and XL dependent and everything like that. Great League is bulky. Great League is now turning into a bulk league. And with this defense and stamina, despite having literally everything else going its way, it's still borderline, like, unplayable. Like, none of the top Pokemon, like, none of the top players will use this Pokemon consistently on, like, a grinding meta team to run. Maybe, I shouldn't say none of them, but, like, some might, but the majority will not. And it comes back to, like, just this does not help. The stat product does not help the Great League right there. So, again, like Greninja is a perfect example. 39, again, you look at like 39 is a pretty top ranked Pokemon, but there's top ranked and then there's usability, and it just doesn't have the usability. Samurai's ranked 34, and it's not that usable, even though it has a slightly better stat product, a little low on the defense. Fury Cutter, pretty fast charging, yeah. Not as good as Water Shuriken, but 4 energy, pretty quick. I guess Mega Horn is a 55 energy move. It's kind of a high second move. Like I feel like if they had a 2 damage per energy move at like 45, something like that, maybe this would play a bit better. But for the most part, like, it's Samurott. But again, like, why would you use Samurott when you have Feraligatr? I think that's what it comes down to. When you just have a substitution, why would you use the worst version of that unless Feraligatr is like banned in a remix cup and you want a Hydro Cannon user? Then you can try Samurott or Greninja, something like that. Anyways, okay. I can feel myself starting to ramble 30 minutes in. Anyways, those are the starters. We'll do... starters are easy because they are all just getting Hydro Cannon and Blast Burn and Frenzy Plant. Again, they probably need... A lot of these other Pokemon need secondary moves or different fast moves to be relevant. But we'll see what comes with these Pokemon in the future. You never know. You never know what fast moves you may get with these Pokemons to become meta. So that is that, and we'll do a analysis on the the other Pokemon that are potentially meta in the 100 plus 200 range that I just don't know the movesets for. So I need to do some research on that. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.